Welcome to Listen and Learn English, where you can improve your English at your own pace. Our narrators are all native English speakers, and their words are displayed so that you can read along and practice your English vocabulary. It's a great way to learn, so sit back, relax, and let's get into the video.
Everything happens for the best, an Indian tale. Long ago, in the heart of India, stood the magnificent palace of Emperor Akbar, one of the greatest rulers the Mughal Empire had ever known. His court was filled with scholars, poets, musicians, and ministers of extraordinary talent. Yet among them all, none shone brighter than his witty and wise minister, Birbal. Birbal was not only clever in solving riddles and disputes, but also known for his calmness in times of trouble. He had a way of finding light in the darkest hour, and though many thought him too optimistic, Akbar himself valued this quality deeply. One golden morning, the sun rose over the Yamuna River, turning the palace domes into shivering jewels. Akbar, restless from court duties, declared he would go hunting in the forest. Hunting, to him, was more than a sport. It was a way to free his spirit from the burdens of rule. "Birbal," he called at the courtiers gathered, "you will ride with me today. I want sharp eyes and a sharp mind at my side." "As you command, Majesty," Birbal replied with a bow. His voice was calm, but a twinkle in his eyes suggested he looked forward to the adventure. Together they rode out with a small party of guards, their horses galloping over dusty roads until the palace walls were far behind. The forest welcomed them with tall trees, rustling leaves, and the calls of hidden birds. For hours they pursued deer and boar, their arrows whistling, their spears flashing in the dappled sunlight. Akbar was in high spirits, laughing heartily each time his arrow struck true. But fate has a way of slipping into even the happiest of days. As Akbar leapt from his horse to retrieve a spear, the weapon slipped. In one swift, cruel motion, its blade sliced the little finger of his left hand. Blood welled up, and the emperor gasped in pain. "Majesty," cried one of the guards, rushing to bind the wound with cloth. Akbar clenched his jaw, his face darkening with both pain and anger. "Such carelessness," he muttered. "How could this happen to me, the emperor of Hindustan?" Birbal, ever composed, knelt beside him. He examined the wound, then looked calmly into Akbar's furious eyes. "Do not be troubled, Majesty," Birbal said softly. "Everything happens for the best. Perhaps one day you will see why." At that moment, Akbar's temper flared. "Best? You call this the best? My finger is gone, and you dare to speak such foolish comfort." Birbal bowed respectfully. "I only speak what I believe, sire." But Akbar would not be soothed. "Enough. If you cannot share in my pain, then you shall share in my punishment. Guards, take him back to Agra and throw him into the dungeon." Akbar, his finger bandaged, decided to continue the hunt. "I do not need Birbal's chatter," he muttered. Deeper and deeper he rode into the forest, chasing game until his guards, tired and worried, fell behind. At last he found himself in a remote clearing, far from the safety of his men. There, before he realized it, he was surrounded. Out of the shadows crept a band of wild tribesmen. Their bodies were painted, their eyes fierce, and in their hands they carried spears tipped with fire-hardened points. With a cry, they seized the emperor, binding his hands. These tribesmen were preparing an altar of stone. Around it, drums thundered and torches flared. The emperor's heart pounded as he realized their intent. He was to be sacrificed to their gods. Just as they were about to lift him onto the stone, the chief stepped forward. His sharp eyes scanned the emperor's body. Suddenly he pointed to Akbar's left hand. "Stop," he commanded. "Look at this man's hand. His finger is missing." The crowd gasped. The chief scowled. "The gods demand perfection in a sacrifice. This man is broken, unworthy. If we offer him, disaster will fall upon us. Release him at once." In disbelief, Akbar felt the ropes cut from his wrists. The tribesmen shoved him away, snarling, "Be gone, maimed one, we cannot use you." Shaken but alive, the emperor stumbled into the forest, the echo of drums fading behind him. At last he found his guards and made his way back to Agra. That evening, Akbar sat in his chamber staring at his bandaged hand. The memory of the altar and the fierce eyes of the tribesmen still haunted him. Slowly he began to smile. "Birbal was right," he whispered. "If I had not lost this finger, I would have lost my life." At once he sent for Birbal, who had spent the days in the dungeon. The minister arrived, still calm, still smiling faintly. "Birbal," Akbar said, rising to embrace him, "I owe you an apology. You were right. My accident saved me from death today." Birbal bowed. "I am glad you are safe, Majesty." "But tell me," Akbar continued, "you also said that even being thrown into prison was for the best. How can that be true? You suffered for no reason." Birbal chuckled softly. "On the contrary, sire. Had I been with you, the tribesmen would have found me whole and uninjured. In their need for a perfect sacrifice, they would have surely chosen me. Thus the dungeon spared my life." Then Akbar laughed, a deep, heartfelt laugh that echoed through the palace halls. "Truly, Birbal," he said, "your wisdom sees further than my eyes. From this day on, I will remember that even misfortune may hide a blessing." The tale spread across the empire, told in villages and marketplaces, reminding people that sometimes what seems like loss or punishment is in truth protection or hidden fortune. Do not despair when life wounds you. Do not curse the delays, the losses, the sudden turns of fate. For one day you may look back and see that the very thing you once hated was the thing that saved you. Truly, everything happens for the best.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Please support us by giving it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We release new videos just like this one each week, so join us and listen to learn English.